What if Izuku was a zoldyck? Part 1. There's no answer today. I'm sorry, this is somebody else's phone. But without further ado, let's get in. How I'm going to start this off is by saying the Zoldyck family is a hero family. Since Izuku is from the family, he has a lightning quirk and Godspeed, just like Killua. He wouldn't use Godspeed right away because it's too OP. A kid can't use Godspeed yet. But basically, Killua is not in this. But Izuku is basically Killua. So his name is Killua and his nickname is Kill. Now, the way he found out he got his quirk is when he was, you know how in the anime there's like those doors that wait a lot. He was opening the third door, and when he was like 4, you know, Kid Killua's outfit. I'll show it in the picture. Hold on. That's a picture of Killua as a 4-year-old. I'm just gonna say. Now, when he walked into the house, he noticed lightning was around him. He looked and said, "That's cool." He tried to hide it from his dad, but he couldn't. Oh, by the way, Deku has white hair, as he is like Killua. Now, when he is 4, he has the same outfit as Killua, the picture I just showed. When Killua was younger, he started shocking himself with a taser to give him power. Since he's used to the pain, he keeps going. He tried hiding his quirk from Illumi and Silva, but Illumi figured out and told Silva. Now Silva takes Killua to the quirk doctor. The doctor says, "Sir Zoldyck, your son has 2 quirks actually, but they're both pretty much the same. Let me explain. Your son has a lightning quirk that lets him execute lightning and absorb lightning to execute it. The other one is Godspeed. Godspeed's ability allows him to react and move his body at the speed of light. That's typically physically impossible. Ability allows him to move at the speed of light. He can. Okay, yeah. Silva looks at Killua. He looked back at the doctor. Silva got up, took Killua, and left to the house, opening the door, and both of Killua and Silva were trading. He went back to school when he was still a kid. Bakugo wasn't bullying Killua because he was Killua Zoldyck. Oh, I'm saying Zoldyck wrong. That sounds mad sus. Okay, let me get back to the script. Bakugo called Killua Kill. Illumi called Killua Kill too. Illumi and him lived in fame. He had lots of friends, but he knew all of them were fake. He was in middle school. At the end, the teacher said, but at the end of middle school, the last day of middle school, the teacher says, "Katsuki Bakugo, you are going to UA for the regular test. And Zoldyck, Killua." Everyone looked at Killua. "You got in on recommendation." Everyone said, "No surprise." They all left the school, let's get into the hero school. Illumi is going to be the teacher at 1A. He's the main teacher for 1A. All Might has the same job, and Aizawa is the class 1B. Killua got in through recommendation with Todoroki. Todoroki and Killua actually became friends. Now, Todoroki, he didn't really care if Killua was a Zoldyck, so Killua didn't really trust Todoroki. He did, but not a lot. Okay, now let me get back on the script. Okay, they became friends. Kilo walks into the class with both of his hands. You know how, Kilo walks, with his hands on his neck and he's just walking? It's like Naruto too. How he walks. If you watched Hunter x Hunter and Naruto, you know what I'm talking about. Both of his hands on his head, everyone starts whispering. Then Killua said, with his eyes open, he's in the same position, but he's looking at the class. He said, "If you're gonna talk about me," he faces the class and opens his eyes and looks at the class. "If you want to say something about me, say it to my face." Gives the gesture to everybody in the class. Illumi takes Kilo aside and says, "You can only kill one person in this classroom, and that is Mineta, the guy that looks like grapes on his head." Killua in the original, Killua stopped killing because of Gon. But since there's no person like Gon in the story right now, Killua might become a true assassin. But it depends if I want to add somebody like that or not. But since there's no one person like Gon, he might end up being a true assassin. Unless I don't want him to. Never mind. Imagine Killua in the story, like Killua in the main story at the beginning. Okay, if you watch the full Hunter x Hunter, you know about the Chimera Ant arc, and you've seen Killua's outfit in the Chimera arc, and you know how in 1A, there's the UA outfits, and then there's regular clothes that they wear outside of UA. The clothes that he wears outside of UA is the Chimera Ant outfit. Okay, but I just wanted to tell you that. Back to the story. Now, Killua sits down at the seat, and then Bakugo walks up to Killua and says, "Hey, Kill, glad you made it." Killua doesn't look at Bakugo and leaves in his chair.
Where's your phone?
Okay, sorry, my sister walked in. As I was saying, Killua doesn't look at Bakugo and leans in his chair. "Of course I did. I'm an assassin, Bakugo." Bakugo laughs and walks to his seat. Then Illumi says, "Everyone get outside. We're doing some tests." Everyone in the class was scared, except Bakugo and Killua. Killua gets up and says, "Why are you so scared? We came here to be heroes, not to be scared of a teacher." He looks at Illumi and says, "Stop showing your poison needles. You're scaring the class." Okay. They all go out. They all start agreeing with Killua. Oh wait, hold on. And Killua says, "If you keep on doing that, I'm telling Mom." Illumi says, "Fine." And then the class goes outside. Uraka goes first. She almost got infinity, but didn't. Killua goes second. Killua uses his lightning to throw the ball. The lightning propels the ball really, really far. Killua almost breaks the device. The device that was tracking the ball, how far it goes, because the ball went really, really far. So the device couldn't figure out how far the ball went, so it was almost broken. But it came to a conclusion that it went really far, but it didn't know how far it went. So it put 2 infinity signs next to each other. The class was whispering, not whispering like bad stuff, whispering like, "Whoa, did you see that?" Okay, the rest of the class go. They get the same thing. Back in the class, Illumi starts. They do the rest of the test. The running test. Basically, Killua gets first place. Basically, because Killua got running enhancements and stuff like that. Illumi started teaching. After class, they went to Hero Foundation class. They sat down and waited for the teacher. Then All Might appeared and said, "Ha ha, I am here." The whole class was cheering. Killua said, "What a joke," under his breath. All Might walked up and said, "What's wrong, young man? Your teacher is me, All Might." Killua looks at All Might and says, with a gesture, and says, "I don't care about you. Now, if you don't move, I'll take your heart out." He sharpens his hand. "Move." All Might smiles, but he's sweating. Will do, young Zoldyck. He knew that Killua was a Zoldyck because his death stare. Now he could feel Killua's bloodlust. All Might starts talking and he says, "Get into your hero costumes. We're going out." Okay. Let me show you the picture of his hero costume. Imagine that, but him being 16 plus thruster shoes, and if he got Godspeed, he can control it easier with the thruster shoes. He got gloves that cover his knuckles but not his fingers. It's easier for him to use his lightning without burning himself. So, after that, All Might says, explain the rules, and they start. And it says, Todoroki and Killua, heroes. Ida and Bakugo, villains. They go into the building, and the battle begins. I hope you liked the video. If you didn't, please tell me what I need to change. Uzumaki Sage, signing off.